Welcome. You with the nasty pastor. We back with another read from Leviticus. That's the third book Moses wrote. And if you have saw the introduction, if you have seen chapter 1, if you have seen chapter 2, if you have seen chapter 3, where we at with this? Are we at some understanding? Because if this is the third book, that means this book should have some understanding in it. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm not going to go on with a long speech. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make this a long intro because chapter 4 is big. You get what I'm saying? It's big. Chapter 4 is big. And today's reading is chapter 4. And the title is The Sin Offering. You get me? The sin. Now remember I explained to you, when I really start buckling down and looking at what I'm doing and looking at how to treat whom I pray to, I started explaining to you, when I ask for forgiveness, I don't repeat it. I don't repeat that sin. I don't do that again. I put on my armor. I put on my strength, and I don't repeat that again. Fool me once, cool. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get me twice. I'm not gonna lie to my maker. I'm just not gonna do that one. Let's get into this. Chapter 4, the sin offering. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, saying, if a person sins unintentionally against any of the commandments of the Lord in anything which ought not to be done, and does any of them, if the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, then let him offer to the Lord for his sin which has sinned a young bull without blemish as a sin offering." Now, what is it that we could do in modern times? Because we don't own no bulls, we don't own a horse, we don't own a lamb, we don't do nothing. Why not try obedience? Come on now. Why not try obedience? Let's keep it moving. Because when you think about the bull, come on now. What it says. What does it say? A young bull. A bull has no obedience in it. You feel what I'm saying? No obedience. None. Let's go. This is verse 5. The anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood and bring it to the tabernacle of meeting. The priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle some of the blood 7 times before the Lord, in front of the veil of the sanctuary. And the priest shall put some of the blood on the horns of the altar of sweet incense before the Lord, which is in the tabernacle of meeting. And he shall pour the remaining blood of the bull at the same base of the altar of the burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. He shall take from it all the fat of the bull as the sin offering, the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat which is on the entrails, the 2 kidneys and the fat that is on them by the flanks, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver above the kidneys he shall remove, as it was taken from the bull of the sacrifice of the peace offering, and the priest shall burn them on the altar of the burnt offering. But the bull's hide and all its flesh, with its head and legs, its entrails and offal, the whole bull he shall carry outside the camp to a clean place, where the ashes are poured out and burnt on wood with fire. Where the ashes are poured out, it shall be burned. Now, if the whole congregation of Israel sins unintentionally, and the thing is hidden from the eyes of the assembly, and they have done something against any of the commandments of the Lord in anything which should not be done, and are guilty, when the sin which they have committed becomes known, Then the assembly shall offer a young bull for the sin and bring it before the tabernacle of meeting. And the elders of the congregation shall lay their hands on the head of the bull before the Lord. Then the bull shall be killed before the Lord. The anointed priest shall bring some of the bull's blood to the tabernacle of meeting. Then the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before the Lord in front of the veil. And he shall put some of the blood on the horns of the altar which is before the Lord, which is in the tabernacle of meeting. And he shall pour the remaining blood at the base of the altar of the burnt offerings, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the meeting. So basically it's almost the same, it's just that you're putting the elders in it. You get what I'm saying? You're getting your elders involved. 19, he should take all the fat from it and burn it on the altar. And he shall do with the bull as he did with the bull as a sin offering. Thus he shall do with it. So the priest shall make atonement for them, and it shall be forgiven them. Then he shall carry the bull outside the camp and burn it as he burned the first bull. It is a sin offering for the assembly. When a ruler has sinned and done something unintentionally against any of the commandments of the Lord his God, is anything which should not be done and is guilty. Or if his sin, which give me a minute, head itch. Look at. Or if his sin which he has committed comes to his knowledge, he shall bring as his offering a kid of the goats, a male without blemish, and he shall lay his hand on the head of the goat and kill it at the place where they kill the burnt offerings before the Lord. It is a sin offering. Now, we could sit here and try to figure out the goat. We know goats are very, friendly. We know goats are very producible for us to have meat, for us to have milk. What else they provide? Meat and milk. Yeah, meat and milk. So these goats are very, valuable to our consumption. But what can we, say, okay, what I'm going to put in place of the goat to give an offering to whom I pray to? Now, what is it that we can do? What is it? Come on now. What is it that we can do so I can get out of this chapter reading? I say this, you can be friendly to people. You understand? When you think about the meat, you could offer things to people, or when they are asking of things for you, you could give them. You get what I'm saying? You could give them. I'm not saying go starve, but you could give them what you're eating. You feel what I'm saying? Or you could give them money to provide them. The money will provide them something to eat. Think about it. Really think about it. You get what I'm saying? Really think about it, because there are things we could put in place that will give an understanding to whom we pray to. Okay, we sin, and this is how I'm gonna offer. This is what I'm offering for this sin to be forgiven. The priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and pour his blood at the base of the altar of burnt offerings. And he shall burn all his fat on the altar like the fat of the sacrifice of the peace offering. So the priest shall make atonement for him concerning his sin. It shall be forgiven him. If any one of the common people sins unintentionally by doing something against any of the commandments of the Lord in anything which ought not to be done, and is guilty, or if his sin which he has committed comes to his knowledge, then he shall bring as his offering a kid of goats, a female without blemish, for his sin which he has committed. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering and kill the sin offering at the place of the burnt offering. Then the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger, put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offerings, and pour all the remaining blood at the base of the altar. He shall remove all his fat, as fat is removed from the sacrifice of the peace offering, and the priest shall burn it on the altar for a sweet aroma to the Lord. So the priest shall make atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. If he brings a lamb as a sin offering, he shall bring a female without blemish. Then he shall lay his hands on the head of the sin offering and kill it as a sin offering at the place where they kill the burnt offerings. The priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and pour all the remaining blood at the base of the altar. He shall remove all its fat, as the fat of the lamb is removed from the sacrifice of the peace offering. Then the priest shall burn it on the altar, according to the offering made by fire to the Lord. So the priest shall make atonement for his sin that he has committed, and it shall be forgiven him. Now, y'all understand the sin offering? Do you get that one? The sin offering. Let's figure some things to give back instead of always receiving. You get what I'm saying? Some things to give back. But enough been explained. You feel what I'm saying? Enough been explained. This is going to be a very short outro. You know, keep forging, keep building, keep teaching your babies, keep putting time there with your babies. Time is what they need, not money, not candy, not cookies. Time. Anyway, I'm out. You've been with the nasty pastor.